Hey everybody, this is Heidi, and you're listening to the Successful Fashion Designer Podcast. We all know that the fashion industry is brutally competitive and it takes loads of hard work to get ahead. The problem is that everyone's secretive and tight-lipped about their ways. After working as a designer and educator for over a decade, I wanted to help break down those barriers and bring you valuable knowledge from industry experts, and this show is exactly where you'll find that. Whether you're trying to break into the fashion world, make yourself more marketable, launch your own label, or become a successful freelancer, we'll help you get ahead in the cutthroat fashion industry. This is episode 57 of the Successful Fashion Designer Podcast, and today we're doing something pretty fun. There was a fashion show that happens here twice a year in Denver. It's called Massif Fashion Week, and I'd never been to it before. So what I decided to do is take my recorder and go backstage and do a bunch of interviews. It came out great, and I'm really excited to share this compilation episode with you guys. It's totally raw. I left pretty much everything uncut and absolutely natural and organic of exactly how conversations went with all the people behind the scenes. I chat with the founder, I chat with models and photographers, and I chat with all the designers. So it's a really fun sort of mix up of all the little bits and pieces of what's going on behind the scenes, how these designers are feeling. The energy is so real and so raw in this episode. I know you guys are going to love it. I'm not going to give you the big list of all the takeaways like I usually do. I just want you to listen and have fun and have a behind the scenes experience at a really great fashion show. I was really impressed with this. I've been to many fashion shows over the years, and by far I would say Massif is doing a really fantastic job of bringing a really high-end, professionally produced, in a beautiful studio type of fashion show. This is something you would see in New York or LA, and we get it here in Denver. So I also want you guys to think about how fashion is really starting to happen all around the country, all around the world. You don't have to be in New York or LA to have these experiences, to be involved in these communities. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like there's nothing going on, take a look at your local community and don't discount what people may be organizing. So here we are. Let's jump into the behind the scenes at Massif Fashion Week. And before we do that, I will remind you guys, if you know someone who's interested in working in fashion or getting into the industry, I would so appreciate it if you take 30 seconds right now and tell them about this episode or just about the Successful Fashion Designer Podcast. Again, I continually get so much great feedback from you guys about how much you love the show, how much you love the variety of interviews with real people who are doing real stuff in this industry. And I know there's so many other people out there who would love to check this out and would benefit from the knowledge that all the great guests share. So take 30 seconds and let someone know about the Successful Fashion Designer Podcast or this specific episode. All right, let's jump behind the scenes at Massif Fashion Week. To access the show notes for today's episode and visit all the designers' websites and learn a little bit more about all the great things that these people are working on, go to sfdnetwork.com/57 or just scroll down on your phone where you're listening and check out the show notes in iTunes or wherever you're streaming from. All right, here we go.
Do you know what you're going to ask me so I get ready quick?
No, we just talk.
Okay, awesome. Sweet.
It's like super casual,
Okay.
like just a chat.
No, okay,
Everybody
got it.
always asks me, what are you going to ask? I want to be prepared. I'm like, no, it's actually a lot more pressure if I give you questions up front.
It is.
And then you overthink them, and then it just sounds really rigid. Okay, but we're here at Massif Fashion Week. Well, it's almost happening tonight. You're on your third night.
Third night, yes.
And this is your event.
This is our event.
Yes. Okay. But
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of the guy. Or tell me a little bit about like who you are and how this all started and what this is. What's going on?
Okay, so I'm Kevin Alexander. I'm the co-producer at Massive Fashion Week, but I'm also a fashion photographer. I've been doing photography for the past 10 years.
Okay.
And sometimes you just gotta change it a little bit just to go, like do something different.
Yeah.
And I love this. I love the stress.
I love that quote.
Yeah. Here, can I take a...
Yeah, you can take a call.
Sounds good. Give me about...
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Kevin's got a headset on and he's got a lot of people buzzing him questions to make sure the event stays on track. So we'll just hold waiting for him to answer that question.
Okay, so you're gonna be on channel 3. Sounds good. Copy. All right. So yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. No. It's part of the game. So you love the stress.
It's just like sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of this? But then I get home and see the final product. I see the videos. I see what we've created with like a group of people, and it just makes me like excited. It's like I want to keep doing this for a couple. I don't know. For a couple years. Yeah.
You've been doing it for a while though. This is like what, your 5th season?
I think it's 4th or 5th. I want to say we started this about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And we do it twice a year.
And you guys have like really put your name on the map in Denver.
We're trying. We started doing jobs in New York. Then at some point we went to Paris and we saw how they were doing it. And then Hunter, the owner of Massive Studios, he's a fashion videographer. And I'm a fashion photographer. And then, we started putting things together. We're like, we can do this. We have great models in Denver. The challenge is going to be getting designers interested in, coming to like the small city of Denver. Like, why would they come here? But we develop a plan, and people are liking it. Yeah. And lately, we've been having designers from New York, from Australia, from Canada, from Italy.
Wow. Worldwide.
Along with like the local Denver designers. So we're trying to raise the bar a bit.
Yeah.
And see where this take us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, putting on a fashion show is no small feat. I've actually coordinated some in my day as well. And like you said, you kind of get addicted to the stress, but it's a really big undertaking. What do you find to be like the most challenging thing throughout this whole process?
Once you open those doors, it's like people are expecting a lot from you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the challenge, trying to make everyone happy in a way, and trying to put a good show together.
Yeah.
We do whatever we can to make it as perfect, but I feel like it's never perfect.
No.
And I guess that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, everyone goes home. All the team sits in the middle of this studio, and we're laughing. Like laughing out loud, just like talking about what went wrong, what we should improve, and it just. We like it. We love it.
Yeah. I have one last question, then I know you need to go because someone I think is buzzing in your ear again. But speaking of expectations, it's interesting sort of space in the industry, fashion shows. It used to be where like buyers would come and it would be a place for a brand to get new accounts, and that's changed. What do you guys see here? Is this really for the designers to show their designs, get some great photography and videos, or is there opportunity for them to look at this as a business venture in terms of getting new accounts and business and sales out of this type of event?
I really think it's both, but at the end, it's up to the designer how they utilize these tools that we're giving them.
Yeah.
We provide them with a business, meaning we're giving them an amazing venue. We're giving them full runway videos, full photography. Sometimes we even shoot the lookbooks in here. And then it's up to them how they utilize that.
Yeah.
We try to invite as many people as we can. It's like we built the platform, and then it's up to the designer.
Yeah.
Most of the designers that showcase with us, they really take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Like New York designers are coming to Denver just because we make it more affordable to them, but they get the same results as a New York show.
Brilliant.
So it's like, I have a designer from last season. He's like, dude, it doesn't matter if you do it in Kansas, but if it looks like an amazing venue with great models, great video, it will be up to me how I utilize this.
That's a brilliant angle I never thought of. Okay, I will let you go. Thank you for chatting, Kevin.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for putting this event on, and I'm glad to be here documenting.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Okay, so you are here doing hair
Yeah.
for
So
the show.
what we are doing for Massif is we actually have a beauty academy.
Okay.
So Hunter and Kevin decided to do a beauty academy so that they could get new talent to be able to experience what it is to work backstage at Fashion Week.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm leading a team of newly and experienced hairdressers. There's actually a guy on our team who's been doing hair for 26 years. But we did a class for them, taught them all of the looks that we're going to be doing all throughout the week, and then I get to lead them. So I show them the look, and then they get to recreate all of the hair.
Okay, cool. And so you guys did all the hair for the preview tonight.
All of it,
and you're
yeah.
going to do everything for the week.
For the whole week.
Can you tell us, like, what was today like? Behind the scenes, doing the hair, getting ready for tonight.
So tonight was crazy because I flew in from LA at like noon.
Okay.
Once I got here, we set up. The way it's set up, Kevin and I have looked over what the designers are going to be showing.
Okay.
So we have the looks already planned, roughly, right? And then the day of the show, today, because it was a showcase, Kevin and I were the ones who decided. So we looked at the hair, we said, this is exactly what we want to do. We taught the students how to recreate the look. They did all the look, and then we just went through and made sure everything was up to par.
Okay.
Later in the week, what happens is the designer comes, I'll style the head model. So the model that we've been using is Jade. So I'll style her hair. The designer will look at her hair and give it a go, or say, you know what, I'm not feeling it, it's not telling my story. So then it's my job to help him convey his story through hair.
Okay, so tonight was the showcase, so you and Kevin, who organizes this whole event, kind of call the shots on the hairstyle to go with each of the outfits, which I was going to ask you. I was like, wait, does the designer get to choose that? But throughout the week, the designer gets to choose that. And so then, if I'm not mistaken, how you explained it was you kind of have a main model, you do the hair, you run it by the designer, they say yes or no, you make adjustments, on to the next one.
Exactly.
And so does she just sit there and get hair done like 10 different ways all day?
So when we do a test, that's what happens.
Okay.
So when I test with the designer, we sit down together weeks usually or days before their show.
Okay.
And the designer is going to explain to me what the story that they want to tell through their collection.
Okay.
And so my job is to interpret their inspiration through hair.
Yeah.
Once we come up with a look, the day of, I'll recreate the look once more, make sure that the designer is still feeling it, make sure that the designer is still happy with it, and then my job is to, if he's happy with it, have the whole team execute the look, and then if he's not happy with it, my job is to make sure that the hair is telling his story.
Make some adjustments.
Yeah.
And so you came out from LA. How'd you get into this whole like backstage doing runway stuff?
So I actually work with Aveda Corporate.
Okay.
I live here in Denver, but I travel with Aveda quite a bit doing a lot of hair photo shoots. We do a lot of runway shows. I've done New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I got my foot in the door. I started with the Aveda team in New York, worked with them there. I met Kevin here in Denver doing photo shoots, and then we've developed a friendship, and he asked me to come on board with the Massive artistic team for sure.
Yeah. And what do you love so much about this work?
What do I love so much about this work? To me, hair, the reason I got into hair, it's all about getting ready, right? Getting ready for whatever it is that's coming towards your way.
Yeah.
Whether it's a night out in the town, if it's a runway show, if it's getting ready for a job interview. And I love that process of getting ready, making yourself look your best. And so this is a way that I get to kind of recreate that every day. Is I'm working with these models to get them ready for the show.
Yeah.
I own 3 salons, so a lot of the times I'm actually behind the chair working with guests, getting them ready for whatever events they're going to have.
Yeah. Okay, and so just for a little more like backstage experience, like is it like full-time panic mode when you guys are back there the day of a show? Is it just like constant, like you know you're gonna get it done, it gets done somehow, but it's like super adrenaline crazy?
Absolutely, you just work until the models are ready to walk out, and usually call time is at 3, we start working at 3, and we'll work right up to the models coming out on stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hectic. Sometimes today it was actually really calm. The team is
nice.
really, really, really experienced, so they did a great job. I have a feeling, though, in the next couple days we're going to be using some of the same models for multiple designers.
Okay.
So not only are we going to get that model ready for that first designer, they're going to walk out, do a finale walk, and between the finale walk and the next designer, we have to do some kind of change to their hair. So
there's some limitations on what you can do, but you have to make it different and match the next designer's aesthetic.
Exactly.
That sounds a little more frantic.
Yeah. That tomorrow and the next days are going to be pretty crazy, but it's going to be fun for sure.
Yeah, awesome. And I don't think I caught your name on this.
My name is Luis Gonzales.
Luis Gonzales?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the quick chat.
Absolutely,
I appreciate it.
my pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
So what are you doing here at Massif Fashion Week?
Well, I'm here helping promote the brand of Massif Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Getting behind the scenes, getting pretty much all the activities that are going on here at the show.
Taking a bunch of photos.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And can you introduce yourself to everybody listening?
My name is Carloz Bryant. I'm a photographer.
Yeah.
Denver, Colorado.
Okay. And how long have you been shooting fashion?
I've been shooting fashion for about 5 years.
Okay. How'd you get into it?
Basically, I had a friend who had a brand, and I just started shooting. I've been shooting for 10 years, so by that time, I was ready to find a new venture, something new, keep it fresh.
Yeah.
And the scene here in Denver start, really popping here the last few years especially, so really thought I'd like to get into it.
So you started with a friend, just kind of taking some photos, probably just as a favor, and then kind of grew from there to build your portfolio.
Yep.
I love that. Ground
Absolutely.
up.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, right? Just kind of got to create an opportunity for yourself. So how's it going? Have you been here all week?
I have.
Yeah, how's it going?
The shows, they're getting better and better every day.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to what else is to come. But, all the the hair, Luis Gonzales hair, we have Bradley doing the makeup, everybody just works well together. It's a good synergy.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about being backstage shooting?
Watching and interacting, watching how everyone works together as a team to get that one goal, when they get out on the runway, because everyone sees the final product in the end. And that's what I like to show, it's a gradual build-up to get to what you see, that final product that hits the runway, that kicks ass. So
there's hours that go on behind the scenes, not even just today, but before that, for a long time, for that 15-minute show.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it seems like a short amount of time, but it takes up a lot of time. It's a lot of energy, mentally, physically. Everyone has to stay in tune, get it done, stay on time.
Do you feel a lot of pressure because, doing runway shoots where it's you only have a sliver of a moment to capture?
Yeah, but that's what we're here for. That's what we all have to do. It's the same for a photographer. It's the same for a designer. The same for everyone. Everyone has to step up to the challenge when it's time. Yeah. When it's lights, camera, action, the show must go on.
I love it. Well, good luck. Can't wait to see some of the shots. Thank you for chatting.
You're welcome. Same to you.
Alright, so I'm on the side of the runway for the walkthrough. It's about 2 hours before showtime, and the models are doing a walkthrough. The designers are watching. There's a coach on the runway showing them where they need to hit, giving them some critique on their walk a little bit, and the models are wearing the right shoes, but they're not in the right clothes, so it's a funny sight a little bit. Their makeup and hair is kind of half done. So just a little behind the scenes glimpse. Okay, so we're standing here looking at the initial showcase, and you have one design up here, correct?
Yes, and a swimsuit.
And a swimsuit. Oh, she just walked away.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you introduce yourself really quickly?
Yes, I'm Brittany Sconier. Brittanice by Brie is my clothing line.
Okay.
I'm a fashion designer. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee, but I live in Florida currently.
Okay. What brought you out to Denver for Massif?
Well, Kevin reached out to me via Instagram and asked me to come showcase, and I said, yeah, I'll come.
Yeah. So this is your first time showing in Denver?
In Denver, yes.
Okay. So give a little background. What's your story? How'd you get into this?
How I got into it? Well, when I was little, I was in beauty pageants and I did modeling. So when I turned 15, I had this craving of wanting to design my own collection, and I did, but I don't sew, so I always had a problem with the sewing part. I could draw, but I don't sew, so that was my hardest point. So 5 years ago, I found this seamstress, and she was amazing, and her and I connected because sometimes I do like some really weird stuff, and so sometimes people can't bring it to life like I wanted to, and I found her, and I was like, thank you, God. And so that's just my seamstress is now, and so I've been consistent with it for the past 5 years.
Wow, so you guys have built up quite a rapport.
Yes.
Okay, and so you design everything, and then do you just give her sketches, or like how does that work?
I draw it out, send her a sketch via email, and then she puts it we go through back and forth with the fabrics and all of that, because she gets the fabrics from Italy.
Okay.
And so she'll send me like little swatches of them, and then I'll pick out which one I want to use.
Yeah.
But now for my new collection, I actually designed this fabric here for my swimwear. So we did a vector file of it and had it printed on white swimwear fabric.
Awesome. Okay, so this is your first time showing in Denver. Do you show a lot in Nashville, or?
No, I haven't shown in Nashville yet. I've shown in New York, I've shown in Philly, I've shown in Miami twice. And so I've been, a lot of people international have been reaching out to me in Amsterdam, so I'm going to show there in February of 2019. Vancouver just accepted me today, so I'll be showcasing there in September. So I'm super excited.
You're around the globe. Wait, I have to know, like, how are you creating these opportunities for yourself?
So I just go to Fashion Week's the tag on Instagram, and I just look through and just see, and I go to their page and I submit myself, and that's how I do it. And then some people come to me, like a lot of people have come to me, like Massif came to me, a lot of other ones did too, but I can't, like I only can do as many shows as I can, you know?
Yeah.
But it's I like the fact that people are really liking my designs.
That's amazing. And so you've been building this for about 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah. And did you say you went to fashion school or no?
No, I didn't go to fashion school.
You just kind of had an eye and you started drawing.
Yep.
And found someone to sew for you, and you made it happen.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Wow, and now you've shown around the world.
Yes.
Okay, so you go through the text on Instagram, you put yourself out there, and you ask for these opportunities, and I imagine that comes with a lot of no's. Do you get a lot of no's?
I did. I recently applied for Miami Fashion Week and got a rejection from that.
Yeah.
And it didn't even bother me really. It just made me want to really push myself to another level, because I'm assuming that those are top of the line designers, but they are looking for more of resort wear, so swimsuits or the flowy maxi dresses and stuff like that. And I didn't have that. So next year I'm gonna apply for it again and see what happens. But yeah, you get no's, and it's okay. You just keep pushing and get in the ones that you can, so that you can brand yourself and get exposure.
Yeah. And so what kind of exposure do you get at these type of events?
So I get clients from it. People reach out to me and want to buy the swimwear line. Before, I put out a sample on my Instagram and everybody wanted it. So I have 15 orders on this one swimsuit that's right here.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. So I think the swimwear line is really going to be a hit.
Yeah. Is this your first season doing swimwear?
Yes, this is my first time doing swimwear.
What was that like? I just talked with another gal who said the swimwear has been a challenge to get fit and construction right.
It really is. It's very, very challenging. I didn't realize it was that challenging, but it really, really is. I had to go through a lot of different sizing charts to figure out the right one, and it looks like I have nailed it with the fact that this model looks amazing in this piece. Yeah. So we'll see how the other ones flow tomorrow, but after seeing it, I feel confident about the new collection. But it's a struggle. It really, really is. And then you have to know how to sew it as well, because if you do the zigzag, sometimes it makes the fabrics kind of crinkle a little bit. So it's a lot of research you have to do when it comes to swimwear. It looks very simple, but it's not at all.
Well, congratulations. That's really exciting. How have you felt this week? Has it been insane?
Great. No, I've actually been very chill and calm.
Good
I'm
for
really
you.
excited. I haven't gotten overwhelmed. I guess because I've had so many, shows before, and I know what to expect. So I'm trying to be at peace, because I know tomorrow's another day, and we'll all be back there trying to get everything done so that they can come out on the runway.
Yeah, but you feel good.
Yes, I feel great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great to have you out here in Colorado.
Yay!
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. I'll link to all your site and Instagram in the show notes so everybody can find you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So you are showing at Massif Fashion Week. Is this your first time at the show?
This is actually my third season showing.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Yeah. I love doing this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you introduce yourself really quickly and let everybody know a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Stephanie Carlson. I design resort wear for curvy women.
Yeah.
So my specialty is the fit, and on the runways, I only show sizes 8 through 18.
Wow, that's
I will not show anything smaller. So it's a celebration of the real woman and diversity and loving your body positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the week going for you? Has it been hectic?
It's been crazy hectic. Prep for a fashion show is always just killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all ready, or are you still doing last minute?
Well, all we've got to do is press a few garments tomorrow and we're done.
Yeah.
But everything's sewn and constructed and ready to go.
Yeah. How'd you get into this work?
I went to design school at the Art Institute, and kind of through, it's an accident actually, of falling into plus size fashion.
Yeah.
I was the first and only person to ever do a plus size collection for the Art Institute.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then I interned for a designer here in Colorado, and she and I to this day are the only 2 plus size designers in the entire state.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
So it's going really well.
Yeah. What do you see in the industry in terms of things going that direction? It's been a
I
popular
see a
topic
very
the past few
upward
years.
trend in it, and finally, it's been a struggle, but there's starting to be a little bit more of a realization that real women need quality clothing and something that fits from the base of the garment, like the pattern on up. You cannot just take something that's small and size it up. You have to design it from the initial pattern up to the actual garment. And that's the only way you're going to get a true fit for somebody who's a size 2 all the way through a 24.
Yeah.
And that same garment can look good in different ways if you design it correctly.
But it has to start at that foundational level.
It has to start at that foundational level.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do you do all your own pattern drafting?
Yes.
Wow. Good for you.
So far, yes. We just expanded the team. I've got a couple people on board now. We've got a studio up in Fort Collins.
Wow.
And that's where I operate out of.
Yeah.
And it's really great.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So hopefully we showed at New York Fashion Week last fall.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
was that?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never been to New York, so that was a really exciting experience.
Wow, it was like a really big experience.
Yeah, so it's going really well.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you.
So what are you most excited about this week for your show?
We're debuting a new collection, and we're for the first time ever debuting swimwear.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's a big adventure and incredibly challenging to get the fit right.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm out there to do, is create something quality that's sexy and exciting for women to wear, that they feel like the best version of themselves in it.
Yeah.
And so, we're doing 3 swimwear looks this season, kind of a little preview collection.
Yeah.
Going forward from there.
What was so hard about the swimwear?
It's just incredibly difficult to get the fit right, and to do all those little things of placing the elastic correctly, and where do you want the straps, and something that's supportive for women with a bigger bust size, or if they're pear-shaped or hourglass figure. How do you design something that's going to fit all of those different curves on a body?
Yeah.
And look really good and make them feel good.
Yeah, juggling a lot of different variables.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
So, I know, it's very exciting.
And when are you showing? Tomorrow night. Okay.
I'll be
are
the
you pumped?
second designer. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, can't wait to see you on the runway.
Thank you. You'll be here?
I will be here.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Where can everybody find out a little more about what you're doing?
So my website is Stephanie Carlson Designs.
Okay.
That's the same name for my Instagram as well, which
Awesome.
I post a lot of the pictures of all our photo shoots.
Cool. I will link to all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, good luck and
Thank
congratulations.
you so much.
Everything looks awesome so
That's
far.
really wonderful. I appreciate it.
What's your story?
So I graduated from CSU in 2008.
Yeah.
And so I've been working on my design career for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's taken that long for me to figure out what I like to do.
Oh, why do you think it
honestly.
took so long?
I don't know, just creative process, just working through things that I liked but didn't feel like it was as successful as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And then when I started working with local artists, that's when it's really exploded.
Okay, wait, so this is really cool because we're looking at your pieces right here and it's, well, you explain it. It's art on textiles, but explain it in better words than I just did.
Yeah, okay, so pretty much I take Waylon's paintings and they're scanned on the computer and everything, but I take his artwork and mirror it and remaster it and then get it printed physically onto fabric. So I'm using fabrics like denim, crushed velvet, jersey knit, chiffon.
Yeah.
And so it's an eco-dye friendly process and I use spoon flour to do the work for me and then they send it back.
Yeah. So what was it about, like you said when you started working with local artists, like that's when you felt like your creativity really hit its stride, or I don't know if I'm putting words in your mouth, but that's kind of what I heard.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think it was about that like, you said you worked on this for a really long time. I'm sure you look back at some work and you're like, oh boy, I did that. I mean, I don't know, I have those moments.
Everyone has those moments, yeah.
But then you like had this moment where you felt like, okay, this is, I've hit something. Like, what happened? Do you know?
I feel like I do have a background in drawing and painting, and I just kind of really went with my design career. So when I started bringing that painting back into my design work, that's when I really got inspired.
Yeah.
And it's, you never do anything alone, I've discovered. So when you work in a team, I feel like you're more successful.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here at Massif Fashion Week. This is like the opening night. When's your show?
Friday night.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so in like 4 days.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
A little terrified, to be honest.
What are you terrified about?
I've been in my studio for the past month just by myself doing this, so...
Like in a vacuum.
Yeah, so I'm excited for everyone to see it. It's gonna be really cool.
Is this your first big show?
This is my 4th time showing at Massif.
Oh, okay. So you're like, you got this.
You're a veteran. But I've never done a collection this big before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How big is it?
This is 15 pieces.
Okay.
And normally I do between 8 and 12.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah. And this time I'm really excited about my menswear because I tried to work really hard and make sure that it was really clean.
Yeah.
And stuff that men would actually want to buy.
Which is hard.
Which is
you
hard.
See a lot of runway stuff that you're like, it's artsy, but like it's...
Yeah, I feel like I see a lot of stuff that is not realistic.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make edgy, modern streetwear.
Yeah.
That people will actually buy.
Yeah. And is everything ready, or are you doing frantic last minute?
There's always last minute frantic.
Yeah.
I think
like Project Runway style, like you're sewing it on the body.
I was sewing backstage before
Were you?
this. Yes, I was. Yeah.
What were you sewing? What wasn't finished? I have to know.
His hem on his pants.
Okay.
Yeah. It has to be perfect for you guys.
So did you put it on and it just wasn't the right length? You had to adjust it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want it to look good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you introduce yourself?
I'm Julia. Julia with Julia Rhoden Designs.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And where can everybody find you?
You could either find my latest stuff on Instagram, Julia Rhoden Design, or my website, juliarhoden.com.
Awesome. I will link to that in the show notes. Thank you so much to chat.
Thank you so
congrats
much.
on your show. This is really awesome.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, of course. Right here.
Yeah.
It's really casual.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself and let us know who you are?
Okay. How long what do you want me to just hi, I'm Chelsea Mon, I'm a fashion designer?
You can say whatever you want. It's really like super impromptu casual.
Okay.
It's like
okay,
we're
I
just
know what
having
to
like a
say.
2-minute chit chat.
Okay. Cool.
About like what's going on, what you're doing, how the show's going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Ma. You might know me from Project Runway Junior Season 2. I'm a 16-year-old fashion designer. Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So great to chat with you. Okay, so first of all, tell us where we are today, what's happening right now.
Okay, right now we are at Massif Fashion Week, and I'm about to present my fall 2018-2019 collection.
Yeah.
Super excited about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went through Project Runway and you got your name on the map at like 14, 15?
I was 15 when that happened, yeah.
Okay.
I auditioned when I was 14, and by the time like the finale was there, I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, so birthday.
How long have you been like making clothes and designing and doing fashion?
I think I would say around 11 or 12 years old is when I actually started sewing and everything.
Yeah.
And then I didn't actually get serious about it till actually after the show, because that was, I always wanted to be like a designer, but I didn't realize like I was good enough until after that, where I wanted to pursue it like as a career.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So did you just kind of put yourself out there in Project Runway just for fun?
Well, I wanted to be a designer, but it wasn't like I want to be, because I didn't know if I can make it.
Yeah.
But then after going on there, I kind of it's like a jump of faith, and when I did it, I found out like people like really like my stuff, and so yeah, it was kind of just like not a last minute, but it was a very free-willed decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happened between like the year that happened and now? Like what have you been doing? A lot? Yeah,
A lot.
Tell us a little bit.
Actually, ever since the show happened, I finished my sophomore year of high school, and then after that, I actually tested out of high school, and I'm currently in FIDM right now in college, and I'm a fourth quarter student.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you been continuing to design and put out collections and do shows and?
Yeah, this is actually, ever since the show, I did another collection, and then this is actually my second collection since the show, and I'm really excited because I actually want to open a brand called Visual Novel, not just Chelsea Ma anymore, and this is kind of like the opening of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
and
really
so,
excited.
like, what brought you out to Denver?
Well, actually, it was Kevin, one of the producers, who reached out to me about it after seeing me on the show, and I was like, yeah, I want to try this out and everything. So I came here last year, and then after last year, I was like, I love this place, I'm going to come back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Denver, we're getting on the map, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So just, can you tell us a little bit about how are you feeling? Your show's tonight, it's a big event.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm actually really excited. I was up all night working, doing all the finishings, but like, totally worth it, because after seeing everybody styled properly with hair and makeup and just like all the models, you just like really appreciate what you've done.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Congratulations. I'm really excited to see
you.
what you have to show. Can't wait.
I'm excited to show it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'll just be better. Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you ready for your show?
Yes.
Are you a little frantic?
Yeah, always.
Is this always how it goes backstage?
Yeah. I finished this collection a little bit on the earlier side for once, like a day or two early, but then, last minute there's always ads and changes. And then I hadn't really fit anything until now, so there's just... It all fit great, which is good. I was lucky.
Yeah, because you came in from New York, so the models are local here to Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just didn't really have time to fit there.
Yeah. Okay, can you introduce yourself?
Can I what?
Introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Geoffrey Mac. I live in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and I'm primarily doing custom work.
Okay.
Currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... we haven't had a collection in a minute. It's good to just like kick out some new pieces and get some like fresh blood in the company going.
Yeah, and this is not your first time at Massif, is it?
I've shown in Denver before.
You have shown in Denver? Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. At a different show?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's okay. So talk a little bit about like your work in the industry. How'd you get started? I know you used to do a lot of custom, but tell us a little more about what you do.
Let's see. We used to have started a full latex line in Chicago. We started with the full line of like high fashion latex, which I was trying to get it out of the fetish market, but then we did all these trade shows and everything ended up in sex shops again, and then all the collection was like shown next to dildos and all of that.
Okay.
And so that was just the wrong direction. So we toned it down, and we got into like Marshall Fields in Chicago and like made all that happen. I just sort of folded it all up and moved here, and was Cynthia Rowley's like production director for a couple years. Didn't really have a plan. Started a line. restarted the line rather here, and we did some latex and just some whatever, and it's just always fun to kind of bang out a collection and see what I think is cute.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting for me to do it as well because I never really know how it's gonna land.
Yeah.
So.
Did you go to fashion school?
I went to the School of Art Institute of Chicago.
Okay.
And then I was teaching there like 3 or 4 years after I graduated. And did that for 4 years or something, and then moved here.
Here is in not Denver.
New York.
Here. Okay.
Oh, right. I keep picturing.
Right, because we're here in Denver, but here is in New York, which is where you live.
That's where I'm mentally.
I lived in Bushwick for a hot minute too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in Bushwick right now.
No, we're not in Bushwick. We're in Denver. How do you like coming out to show in Denver versus being in New York? What's the scene like?
I mean, it's just fun to come out here. I have a lot of people I know out here. It's always very loving and easy. I just really like it.
It's interesting because I think that like
showing
some people,
a little off season too. Something less stressful about it.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think it's interesting because I think there's something very stereotypical about like I'm in New York, I'm a New York designer. I think some people might look at it and think that's odd that you would come to Denver to show.
Yeah. I mean, to me it's a little odd, but it just always feels right, so I'm always fine with it.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I debuted a collection out here.
Okay.
A lot of times I've already shown in New York, or we released it online or something like that. But, but it's nice. I mean, it's just good working with such strong teams of people.
Yeah.
It's stuff that it's just a headache to do all this in New York, and it costs a lot more to do it all in New York. And
even with the travel expenses, it's cheaper to do it here.
Yeah, it's just easier. I don't know. So.
Yeah. Awesome. So you feel good? I mean,
you're
a little frantic, but you feel good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Like our last collection was all like rainbows and excitement and print, and you can see some of it peeking down there. But it's really nice to just
This is all black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything on the racks is black.
Yeah, I would finally wear a lot of my menswear. So
what prompted the rainbow then compared to all black? If you
it's just the timing of that. That was like pre-Trump a little bit. Things were still like optimistic and had some hope, and I feel like we're kind of in a bleak moment of the world. Yeah. It's hard to show color right now.
Interesting. Yeah.
And like I like to think I'm optimistic, but it's also just like a reflection of like where I'm at artistically, and I think spiritually it's just kind of dark right now.
Yeah. So. Okay. So you find your designs are often a reflection of not just where you are, but sometimes where like the world or
or like the last collection I was really feeling like everybody needed to cheer up, and there needed to be like more positivity, and just took a bad turn.
Yeah. All right. So. Well, I'm excited to see what you have to show.
I know. I can't wait.
Yeah. So thank you so much for chatting, and welcome to Denver again.
Oh, thank you.
And next time I'm in New York, I'll say hello.
Yeah, hit me up.
Yeah. Thank you, Geoffrey.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome. So can you introduce yourself to everybody and let us know who you are?
Okay. I'm Zhou.
Yeah.
Moved here in 2016. And I was an engineer.
Yeah.
A trained engineer. I have electrical engineering master's degree. And I was doing engineering work for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Finally, I retired last year, and so I can pursue my dream.
Yeah.
Fashion design. So I love to. And in Denver, I just enjoying to working with this all the groups.
Yeah. So did you just decide like it's never too late and I'm just going to do it now?
Oh, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And I always want to do the fashion, and I started doing a little bit for community work and help other people. But finally, I said I want to do my own fashion design. Yeah. And I'm doing that is fulfill my dream.
Yeah.
And also show my kids never be too late.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
And so how did you start? Did you just start making stuff, or what did that process really look like?
For the high-end fashion, I'm learning. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I'm learning. I love to learn from all the designers and all the other groups. I love fashion stuff since our childhood. And so I would do a little bit here and there. And then also, or do help people for some kind of clothing.
Yeah.
all the costumes.
Yeah.
So that's how I started.
Okay, and it's just been growing.
It's been growing, and I did test myself and see if I can do it, because that's required some creativity and continually to come up with new design. But I think I can do it.
Yeah.
And so here I am.
Here you are at Massif Fashion Week. How are you feeling? Your show's tonight.
Exciting?
Yeah, it's in like 2 hours.
Yes,
You feel excited? Are you nervous or panicked or frantic?
Actually, no, I'm not nervous.
Good.
But I'm excited to have opportunity to work with this very professional group here.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can learn more and I'll do better next time.
Have you done this show before?
Yeah, I had a few runway show and here and there, and because I moved from Kentucky, so I had the show in Kentucky and other states.
Yeah.
And in Denver, I tried a different group. This first time was Massive.
Yeah.
And so far so good, and I'm enjoying it every minute.
Yeah, and you can do fashion anywhere. You did it in Kentucky. You're doing it here in Denver. You don't have to be in New York or LA, right?
Yeah, I don't have, but I would like to go to LA and New York eventually.
Okay.
One day when I have opportunity. But now I have too many hats. So I have now I retired, don't have a job, and then I have a mom job, and then doing that, and I volunteer a lot.
Yeah.
And I volunteer. Well, I live in Bloomfield, so I volunteer as a culture counselor there.
Okay.
City county counselor. So, help for their grant, like SCFD grant for art and science project.
Yeah.
Yeah, and volunteer in schools, and because I have a little one, it's only 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I volunteer there a lot too. So that's why I'm kind of struggling with my schedule.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I really enjoy. I love what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you have interest in doing fashion since you were a kid, or when did this evolve?
Yes, and I always want to do the fashion. And but back in those days, and I have to listen to mom and dad to become engineer. And even you don't really, that's what you don't want to do, but that's what we've been told to do.
Yeah.
And then finally I have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I'm really excited to see your collection tonight on the runway.
Thank you so much. And another great benefit I'm doing this is I have very strong support from my family, my husband, my kids, all my 3 boys, and my friends. They really help out.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah,
it keeps you going.
Oh yeah, awesome. Definitely.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this special compilation episode of the Successful Fashion Designer Podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed going behind the scenes at Massif Fashion Week, and I really appreciate each and every one of you who tune in weekly to check out the show. Again, if you have a friend who's interested in fashion or going into this industry, take 30 seconds and send them an email or text them the podcast. This is the best way to get more people listening and to get all of this great advice and industry experience into more people's ears. Thank you so much for sharing. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you want to check out any of the websites or designers or people mentioned in this episode, go ahead and visit the show notes at sfdnetwork.com/57, or just scroll down in iTunes or wherever you're listening on your device. Thanks so much, you guys. I'll talk to you in the next episode of the Successful Fashion Designer Podcast.